Here.
Councilman Collins.
Here.
Councilman Coyne.
Here.
Councilwoman Fontana. Councilman Skidmore.
Here.
Councilman Thomas.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Council, we need a motion to go into executive session for a legal briefing regarding the public beach access adjacent to the Margaritaville and Compass Hotel project.
So moved.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
We will move in. Training room, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, we won't need that.
Council met in executive session. There were no votes taken. Is there a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I will move into our business. Our business today is the appointment to 3 appointments to the Municipal Election Commission. And I will read those names. It's Mrs. Kathy Dukes, Mr. Scott Slater, and Mr. Truman Williams are the 3 that we have in front of us. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Fabry for our workshop.
So at the last council meeting on the agenda was ordinance to amend the code ordinances on the ordinance addressing outdoor displays. And I believe council at the time didn't feel that they were up to speed on exactly what was included in that ordinance, felt more comfortable if we were to revisit it in a workshop session. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to ask Suzanne and or Jim to kind of get up and explain it further. And if you have any questions or things that you'd like to take a look at, now's the time to do it.
The current ordinance is on the screen right now, and what we are trying to remove is this element hammocks and other merchandise made to be used outside. Currently in the ordinance, there's a long list of exemptions of things that are allowed, and then this bolded text, additionally, the location of regulated outside displays shall be limited to an area in front of the building not exceeding 20% of the linear footage of the building frontage. And then it references flea markets and outdoor storage regulations for developments of regional significance. But we've kept all of that in the ordinance. Right now, the things that are allowed in the ordinance are things like the outdoor displays at Tropicasual, Lowe's, car sales, at Bolanos those things are allowed. This is the stuff that we're trying to regulate differently. After the last city council meeting, Jim and I went out and around the city, drove around, and we added this text in red to the proposed ordinance. Areas located under a permanent building overhang or porch may also be used for outdoor merchandise display, provided that a clear, unobstructed pedestrian path to all building entrances and exits is maintained. And we've also added the word grills to the list of exemptions. But we're happy to add anything to the exemptions. What we're trying to get at is the hammocks and other merchandise made to be used outside.
Is that building in compliance that the hammock, does not the ordinance take care of this as it reads?
No, that is in compliance.
That's less than 20%.
No, it's all exempt.
We're adding the 20%,
Well,
reducing it.
the 20% is already there, but all of these things are exempted.
All of those things in that picture is exempted now.
Now.
Okay. I got you.
So we've removed that hammocks and other merchandise made to be used outside from the exemption. So you could still have those items if it was 20% of your building frontage, and then we added a number 10 feet out from the building front. That would be the limit for those items in the
Right.
future ordinance, but they would not be fully exempt from regulation.
So in other words, what we're looking at on this particular screen would be condensed from left to right and then pushed back.
To the
And
front
it
of the
couldn't be
building.
any farther than 10 foot out.
10 foot out from the overhang or 10 foot out from the building?
From the front of the building, and maybe we need to clarify that, or overhang, whichever is the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about Home Depot or Lowe's where they're lawnmowers and stuff.
Yeah, we're not trying to restrict that at all, yeah.
Right. Well, and plants and so forth that they are. This, this would not change how any of them can, like, their mulch and,
Right.
when they have the sales with the mulch or whatever, straw and so forth, this would not prohibit them. from
Right,
doing it.
we are leaving live nursery products, prepackaged lawn, garden, and landscape items such as topsoil, fertilizer, mulch, stone, and gravel.
Right.
All of that's maintained as an exemption.
Now, what are you proposing the modification to be able to eliminate that?
We're taking out this text in red, hammocks and other merchandise made to be used outside, because it's too broad.
Yeah, and that language in red was exactly the language that ended up resulting in those materials being interpreted as being okay to display in the way that they were at that shop down there. So by removing that section in red, that makes it clear that that can't happen again.
So you're removing helmets and other merchandise made to be used outside. Okay.
Because everything they had down there was lawn art or lawn ornaments. So that
Exactly.
interpretation was that it was merchandise made to be used outside.
Exactly.
So that's how that happened. So by removing that text, it can't happen again.
But it can happen closer to the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and being closer to the building, it looks like it's actually related to the business
Exactly.
opposed to,
Well, this was just an attention getter so people would turn in. Right.
And this business is closed right now, so once those things would be removed, they couldn't go back if this ordinance was passed.
I have no problem with changing it. Does anyone else?
Good.
Does anyone from the public want to speak about this?
I really mostly have a question. That's on a corner. So if you're looking at, and I'm not sure who to ask, if it's 20% of frontage, that's only what's on Highway 17 because they have that frontage on 43rd, right? So are they going to say that if you take 20% because they're a corner lot, that I don't know that this addresses corner lots because you've got frontage on both streets. So I just want to make sure, I get what you're trying to do, and the exceptions seem to address that we're not trying to cripple everything. The other thing that we drove by it too, just to look before being here today, it prevents being able to be mowed regularly. I mean, it does become unkempt, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in there, and you just can't easily get in there and take care of it. And you look at all the other lawns along Highway 17 that are being taken care of. So anyway, when we looked at it, we weren't sure how this would address a corner lot.
That's a very good question, and we've always interpreted the frontage to mean the primary building frontage on the primary street, so not including any frontage on corner lots. And in fact, we just received a complaint today about the grass on that site that we referenced, and so we're going to be starting a code enforcement case file on that overgrown grass on that lot.
Okay.
And you would include that language, the corner lot, so that would, when somebody reads it, they understand it.
Yeah, just indicate primary building street.
Okay. Are there any other comments from the public? Yes, Frankie. Frankie, I called Frankie. Well, that's okay. You come on.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Good afternoon. I just wanted I talked with Angela Westmoreland before the meeting, so I got some clarification, but the election commission being changed so suddenly in a special meeting without the staggered terms that the state requires is a little bit concerning. I do not believe there's anything happening. It just appears, I think the optics are a little strange. I know Tressa Dew was stepping down at the meeting last time. We didn't know what happened to Tracy Ross, what happened to Darlene. She was able to tell me that she moved. But I think the public would like to know when things are changing dramatically, and maybe a special meeting is not the appropriate place, maybe a general meeting when people could come and ask questions. Because I would assume as parliamentarian, was there comments to be made after or prior to the vote, or no? Today, would we have been given an opportunity, the public, prior to the,
This is only one vote.
so there's no comment allowed?
No,
Well, for the vote of the
for appointments.
appointments, would there not be an opportunity for the public to speak? Oh, so we didn't get that opportunity, so I look a little awkward coming up after. But I just want to make a point that the optics are not good, because people are like, what's going on with the people who were on the commission? Now we have new people. It's less than 90 days before an election. Just communicating with the public is probably what.
It looks,
And that's one reason why we're having it right now is because of the time frame.
exactly, and when people resign, I mean, we have to replace them.
But you've known that for longer than now, right?
But I guess I just don't understand your reasoning on why anything would be wrong with what we just did.
I didn't use the word wrong. I said the optics are not good.
And so to you, the optic is that.
Absolutely, that's why I'm here. I'm just making the point that if you know you need to replace the commission sooner than now, which I understand you may have, I know that Tracy Ross made herself ineligible very early on. Nobody knew what was happening. And so much like the short-term rental stuff where you just put it out there and nobody knows what's going on, it does. I'd just like to make the point that in the future, it would be good to communicate with the public when there are changes. I also was just curious if people don't get to apply, like the Recreation Committee, or,
They do.
I mean, they do?
Yeah.
Well,
You
how would
can
they?
go online. You can go online and apply for commission.
There's not a specific for the Election Commission. We've been through it all.
Well, maybe not for, I don't know if there was anything online for the election commission. Angela, would you like to answer that?
I spoke with Jolene just a little bit prior to the meeting. We did not know that all three commissioners were going to resign at one time. It was a progression.
Right.
And it just happened that way. And yes, the State Election Commission was pushing us to put somebody on that, and therefore I have experience with experienced election workers. And so we were in an unusual situation, and we wanted to put someone in that had experience. And I made several recommendations. It's not like I just said, I want these people. But that was the reason. It wasn't anything.
No,
Exactly, and people have to be trained, and it wasn't like we had 2 years before an election when the three stepped down. We needed to get someone on this commission and let them go through all the training so that they would be ready and prepared. And we looked at these people very carefully, and these are people who have worked the polls, and they have been involved with the elections for quite a while. And we felt like that was the best, they would be the best that we could possibly put on this commission, since they were already experienced in working the polls. So,
I have no issue with who you've chosen. I have no issue with that, except that it feels reactive. Maybe that's a better word, as opposed to proactive. I'm assuming you knew Teresa wanted to be gone for a while. I think she was ready. She'd done it for a long time. Great job. But also opening it up to the public maybe would allow for other people, because you are supposed to have 2 years, 4 years, and 6 years staggered appointments.
and they will be.
Well, they're not. You just voted on a 6-year for all three people. Is that correct?
We had to in this circumstance because we had an election coming up, so we had to have three commissioners.
So according,
So they
yeah.
are on the 6-year right now, but we anticipate they will stagger as we go forward.
Okay.
But according to the state statute, Mr. Parliamentary, 5, 10, 100, is that the statute? I'm not sure. I have it handy. It should be staggered.
Ideally,
Yeah.
it would have been, and it has been in the past. We lost 3 commissioners
At the same time.
progressively
One time.
at one time.
Yeah.
But not all at one time, but all in this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I do understand.
Frankie.
Good afternoon. I just have one fast question. Can you bring that picture up of the Bolognese, please? We do a grill training course once a month and so forth out in front of the store. Will this be affected by that ordinance, I guess is my only question.
No,
Okay. All right, that's all I have. Thank you. Good ordinance.
thank you. Does anybody else have a comment concerning the ordinance that we are discussing to address the display of outdoor merchandise? That was the subject that we were on for comments. Any other?
And this will have a first reading and a second reading and like everything else, so public
Sure.
can comment.
Oh, sure. Mhm. Okay, then that's it.
Yeah, I'd like to make just one comment though, in relation to what Jolene said. And this is not picking on you, but you did mention about there wasn't an opportunity for public input on, appointing these 3 to the municipal election commission. That would never be the case. There would never be a situation ever where we would get public input before something like that was voted on. So it wouldn't make a difference whether it's planning commission or ATAX committee. I mean, it's not something that requires public input.
No, we do not have public comment when we appoint commissions. We've never had public comments when we appoint.
No, I mean, if you're talking about when the vote is taken, when you're saying second, and then are any comments, I mean, those are comments amongst council, not among the public.
Right.
And then every meeting, we do give the opportunity typically for the public to come up and voice their concerns about whatever they want to, which was, shown by you getting up and talking about it. So, but even when that takes place, it's at the end of the meeting. So it's not something that is asked for prior to them making a decision. So I just wanted to point that out. I think it's worth pointing out that, that's not something that typically gets public input prior to you making that decision.
Any other comments? Okay. We're still in our meeting. Does anybody here want to make any comments today? If not, we'll close our meeting. Is there a motion to close our meeting today?
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.